1731 to 1806. Benjamin Banneker was a primarily self-educated mathematician and astronomer. He is best known for building America's first clock at the age of 24, a wooden device that struck hourly. He also was able to accurately forecast lunar and solar eclipses. Banner's deep curiosity and understanding of mathematics greatly paved the way years before any other black mathematicians in the U.S. Euphemia Lofton Haynes, 1890 to 1980. Martha Euphemia Lofton Haynes was the first black American woman to earn a Ph.D. in mathematics. In 1943, Haynes earned her Ph.D. in mathematics at the Catholic University in Washington, D.C. She was the first woman to chair the D.C. School Board. Haynes also served as math chair at Dunbar High School and at D.C.'s Teachers College. She established the math department at Minor Teachers College and taught part-time as an adjunct professor at Howard University. She played an instrumental role in changing the face of the education system for black students. Elbert Frank Cox, 1895 to 1969. Elbert Frank Cox was the first African American ever to receive a Ph.D. in mathematics, 1925, Cornell University. In his 40-year-long teaching career, he taught at Howard University and West Virginia State College. The National Association of Mathematicians established the Cox-Talbot Address in his honor, which is annually delivered at the NAM's national meetings. The Elbert F. Cox Scholarship Fund, which is used to help black students pursue studies, is also named in his honor. Dudley Weldon Woodard, 1881 to 1965. Dudley Woodard was the second African American to earn Ph.D. in mathematics, 1928, University of Pennsylvania, and established the mathematics graduate program at Howard University. Praised as one of the greatest black mathematicians of all time, Woodard had many incredible accomplishments, having his thesis and other research published in reputable mathematics journals. He taught college-level mathematics for 40 years, mentoring several other students who also received Ph.D.s. Katherine Johnson, 1918 to 2020. Katherine Johnson's passion for mathematics began at an early age. She skipped several grades and began college courses at West Virginia University when she was 13. After receiving her doctorate, she joined the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics West Area Computing Group, a group of human computational experts, called Computers before the advent of modern mechanical computers, composed entirely of African American women. In 1962, she provided the orbital entry and launch window calculations that enabled John Glenn's orbit around the Moon. She also provided calculations that coordinated the Apollo moon landing. She received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015, and her work was profiled in the film Hidden Figures. Jesse Ernest Wilkins, Jr., 1923 to 2011. Jesse Ernest Wilkins was a world-class American mathematician, mechanical engineer, and nuclear scientist. He attended the University of Chicago at the age of 13, becoming its youngest ever student. He earned 5 science degrees during his life. Wilkins worked as a contributor to the Manhattan Project during World War II. He wrote almost 100 scientific papers, over 55 in mathematics. He was the second African American elected to the National Academy of Engineering, 1965. In 1970, Wilkins served Howard University as its distinguished professor of applied mathematical physics and founded the university's new Ph.D. program in mathematics. Dr. Traquette Jackson was a research associate and John Hope Franklin postdoctoral fellow in the mathematics at Duke University. Currently, she and her husband Patrick Nelson are on the faculty of the Mathematics Department of the University of Michigan. From 1999 to 2000, she held a John Hope Franklin postdoctoral fellow at the Center for Mathematics and Computation in the Life Sciences and Medicine, Duke University. Most recently, Dr. Jackson has been awarded the Alfred P. Sloan Fellowship. She is the third African American mathematician to do so. From 2000 to 2003 she was Assistant Professor of Mathematics at UMichigan. She was promoted to Associate in 2003. We remarked that her invited lecture in 2003 at Carms 9 at Purdue University was first-rate. Marjorie Lee Browne, 1914 to 1979. Marjorie Browne was the third black woman to earn a Ph.D. in mathematics, 1949, University of Michigan. She chaired the mathematics department at North Carolina College and, in 1960, she set up an electronic digital computer center there, one of the first of its kind at a minority college. David Harold Blackwell, April 24, 1919 to July 8, 2010, was an American statistician and mathematician who made significant contributions to game theory, probability theory, information theory, and Bayesian statistics. He is one of the eponyms of the Rao-Blackwell theorem. He was the first African American inducted into the National Academy of Sciences, the first black tenured faculty member at UC Berkeley, and the seventh African American to receive a Ph.D. in mathematics. Blackwell was also a pioneer in textbook writing. He wrote one of the first Bayesian textbooks, his 1969 Basic Statistics. By the time he retired, he had published over 90 books and papers on dynamic programming, game theory. Thursa and Fraser Sviger, June 16, 1930 to July 23, 1999, was an American academic who was one of the first African American women to gain a Ph.D. in mathematics. Born in Ohio, she graduated from high school at the age of 16, going to Antioch College in Ohio and then doing her postgraduate degrees at Ohio State University. Fraser Sviger was the head of the Department of Mathematics at Central State University, CSU, in Ohio for decades, ending her academic career as Provost and Dean for Academic Affairs. She and her husband, physics professor Alexander Sviger, invested one of their salaries during their careers to build a legacy for scholarships. After her death, the Thursa Fraser Sviger Fund was established to provide scholarships for African American women majoring in mathematics. Vivian Lucille Malone Mays, February 10, 1932 to June 9, 1995, was an American mathematician and professor. Malone Mays studied properties of functions, as well as methods of teaching mathematics. She was the fifth African American woman to gain a Ph.D. in mathematics in the United States, and the first African American member of the faculty of Baylor University.